again YouTube, Stick Guy 187 here with a continuation of my PDW series, Personal Defense Weapons. I've got in front of me two knives from United Cutlery. I'm not United Cutlery bashing, these just happen to be what I have right now. I've got another set of personal defense items that are from United Cutlery. I love both of them and I will do them as part of the PDW series. When I get a few more items or when I get an idea, I'll bring it to you. The reason these two are done together is they are the Rampage Series. You have the big 7¼ inch Rampage and the little 3½ inch Rampage. They're essentially the same knife, just much bigger blades. This one is my girlfriend's, this one is mine. Though I originally purchased this for my girlfriend, yeah, she's 5 feet tall. This is a sword in her hand. It's a short spear in mine. It does have a name, but it far exceeds the concealed carry and the permitted pocket knife size where I live, so I can't actually carry this around. I keep it at home as a giant letter opener. It's by the door for opening letters, and in case anyone's ever actually stupid enough to come in. So this is the UC 2776. They say it's a stainless steel. I think it's the same Aus 6 steel that they make almost everything out of. It's made in China. What it does is it comes with a solid steel handle, hollow. There's no backing or anything, so gun can get in, but you can blow it out. It's a liner lock system with a nice big thumb ramp for the liner lock, so it is possible to actually open and close it one-handed. You may have heard there when I was closing it, the blade it didn't come centered in the lock. That liner lock, I think, pushes it off to the side a little bit, and I've tried to fix it by readjusting the springs and the internal bearings. There's two little ones. It still rubs against the side, so it will eventually wear out one side of it. It has one cutting edge, and this isn't even really a false edge, it's the spine of the knife. It's got great penetrating power. It's an insane personal defense weapon. This is big, fuck off, shiny. It is a tip slasher, but this edge is not actually super sharp. I'll do a cut test in a second. I want to do both at the same time. I have honed this to about as sharp as I can get it, and it's not going to be shaving sharp. The steel doesn't do a great edge retention. It does get an edge really nicely, but it doesn't do great edge retention. But it's really that point. That's the wicked part. The 7¼ inch blade, the handle's almost 8 inches. The smaller version of it is, it's almost the length of the handle, or the length of the blade, depending on how you look at it. It's big, fuck off, shiny, like I said. It's a giant personal defense weapon. You could carry it however you like. You need to stab with it, if you need to slash with it, if you need to transition. It does a power assist cut moderately well. It's a folding knife. There is play in the blade, both back and forth and side to side. The knife blade this big, it will likely snap off rather than bend, especially given the torque on it. I mean, it's a really cool knife, and it was a decent price. I think it was like $18. The little one was about $15. I got it through Amazon. Knife Zone carries it. Warriors and Wonders, I think, carries it. The thing with the big one is the belt loop. It came loose after a little while. It's secured in place by 2 Torx nuts. I had to pull them off, put Loctite in there, re-secure them. It's still quite wobbly. I shouldn't even call this a belt loop. I mean, yeah, you put it on your belt, but yeah, it's not exactly entirely useful. Closed, the knife can be used for baton strikes, for hitting someone with it. You can use it as the weight if you need to actually just punch someone. But it's a giant knife, why not use it as a personal defense item? So this is the big version, the 2776. Really hope I'm reading that properly and I don't need glasses. Little version, I find is actually the better of the two versions, besides being legal where I live. That deployment is faster. They seem to use the same spring in both knives, And given the difference in overall blade length, this is a much heavier blade to deploy using the same spring as this. So this is going to move a little bit faster. Is it noticeable? Yes. Yeah, I noticed it. The little one has the exact same liner lock system. It's easier to open and close, obviously. The spur on the back, the spur on the front actually acts as a stop. We'll come closer to the camera. You can see this little bar right there. When you deploy, the spur hits that bar. See? So eventually, I'm worried this spur is going to break off, but I mean, I spent $14 on this and $18 on this, so not that worried. Just like its big brother, the knife blade is not centered in this one. I can't seem to get them centered properly, but this one's a little bit better. It's only a little off kilter. There's very little play back and forth in this one. There's just a little bit of play side to side in the smaller version, and actually the pocket clip on this one. If you take a look at the differences in the pocket clip design, the littler one, about a week and a half apart. The littler one actually, I think, has a better pocket clip design. This stays in the pocket easier, grips nicely, keeps it where it needs to be, but still comes out and can be deployed. I mean, as a personal defense item, stilettos are great. In most situations, unless you know what you're doing and you know how to slash someone, a penetrating weapon is probably going to be the better choice, especially if you're not severely trained. I have some students that prefer a slashing weapon. Slashes versus penetrating. Watch Deadliest Warrior, you'll see the difference between a slashing wound and a penetrating wound. You put 7 inches into someone, even if you put 3 inches into someone, you can hit vital organs, you can kill. A slash tends to bleed, it hurts a lot. I'm not advocating any of this stuff, of course. If you needed something like this in a personal defense situation, if you wanted an everyday carry that you could actually use in personal defense, the little UC, holy crap, that's tiny writing, 2885, this guy, is a better choice. There's a few different color designs. Let's see if the box shows anything different. Not sure how much of that box you can see, so I'll come closer. You can see this one has the gray, and then on the back they'll actually show the silver blade one with gray and the red scales. Yeah, okay. You can tell I tend to go with the tactical black. I thought the red was kind of hokey, and originally when I ordered these I thought they would have the silver inserts. They didn't. You'll find a couple of issues with these. The grip, it's like sandpaper-like grip. It doesn't really grip very well. I would actually say if you have a way to make your own scales, do so and replace these. I mean, the knives themselves, let's do a cut test so I can show you if they're sharp. They both received about the same amount of care from me and an Arkansas whetstone. But that's the backside. They're not really fantastic. This guy is much better. It's the same steel, but this one seems to take a much better edge than this one. I don't know if the heat treating was off on the big guy or if it's just because of the overall size. But the big one, it's a lot harder to keep super sharp. And even on a drawing cut like these, the little one's performing much, much better. Penetration-wise, I mean, you got a 7¼ inch blade on this. You got a 3½, just under 3½ inch blade on this guy. Obviously, the penetration on a much bigger knife is going to be more if you can get the force behind it. I don't want to know if you've ever actually stabbed anyone, but the body has resistance built in. You form a vacuum when you stab, and you are pushing against squeegee things. So getting 7 inches into someone is doable, but it takes effort. How much effort? Well, fruit salad tonight. What is this? Honeydew? Honeydew. Cantaloupe for the United Cutlery Undercover Fighter Series, which I may or may not have spliced in there, we'll see. But yeah, honeydew for the Rampages. Yes, there's a nail that I stick this on so it doesn't wobble, just so to make it a little easier and just to show you. So that's 7 inches of cantaloupe. Actually, it's slightly under 7 inches of cantaloupe. Obviously, it went right through, you saw that, but it does take a bit of an effort. The little guy, I mean, tip slasher, slicer, obviously it's having issues slicing the cantaloupe skin. Little guy's a little bit better, but they are not slashing weapons. They are tip, they stab. Between the two of them, I would actually choose the smaller one over the bigger one. Bigger one is, like I said, big fuck off shiny. This is intimidating. Someone pulls this on you, you're probably going to think twice. Someone pulls this on you, you might not hesitate quite as much. But in any given situation, choose what knife best suits you. If you're going to use it for personal defense, then choose your EDC that would be more suitable to personal defense. If you're going to choose a utilitarian knife, like the, well, more utilitarian, like the Utilitac 2, then obviously I'm using that for more utilitarian purposes, but it can be used as a personal defense weapon. The Utilitac 2 has a great point. It has a very keen edge, and that transition to the Tonto is quite sharp. It does tip slashes really fine, it penetrates really fine. But it's more of a utilitarian knife than a personal defense knife. These two are more personal defense than anything. So, like I said, 15 bucks, 18 bucks. Bought them through Amazon. They're available on Knife Zone. I think I saw one of Warriors and Wonders. I think I've already mentioned that. I think I'm starting to repeat myself, so I think I'm going to stop here. Going to have fruit salad tonight, like I said, but if you want to get something that is a decent personal defense item that still can be used, you can pick up one of these Rampages for something like that. The Cold Steel Tie Light, I find, is really expensive for what you get. You're getting a stiletto. Yes, you're getting a really good stiletto, but it's a folding knife, it's a stiletto, it's expensive. Go with the little United Cutlery over the Tie Light if you want to. Boker makes a stiletto version. Pick up that if you want to. Pick what you're comfortable with, what you're comfortable paying. I'm going to stop rambling because you guys are probably getting bored. So I will leave you with that. Until next time, guys, I'm Stick Guy 187. Stay sharp.